What is going on, everybody? Woods Walker Outdoors here. Sorry I don't look the greatest. It is hot out here. I'm sweating. We got the fan going. Man, I really got to get this shop closed in and get us an AC unit in here. I mean, we can put up with the heat, but it'd be nice to be working on stuff like this with an AC unit blowing in the shop. But anyway, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, and I'm a dad included. I got 3 of my own. Happy Father's Day to all the great dads out there. You're all amazing. You're all doing well. If you think you're not, don't ever think that. You're doing great. You're doing the best you can, the best you can possibly do, and you're succeeding, and you're only going to grow from here. So keep trying, keep pushing, and be that great dad. I want to show y'all real quick a little update here because I haven't made a video in a little while. I've been caught up with so much stuff going on and just haven't gotten to make any content, so I figured I need to make something. By the way, check out the shirt the wife and kids got me here. It says I'm not old. I just need some WD-40. A little bit of duct tape there, yeah. Gonna piece me back together. I ain't that old, but sometimes it feels like it. Anyway, yeah, quick update. The boat. I haven't really made a full update video since the beginning of buying this thing and telling you guys we were gonna get started with it. Well, let me think, make sure I get everything in here. We started messing with it, started trying to turn it over. It wasn't turning over. It wasn't wanting to fire. It wasn't wanting to run. We started pulling plugs and wires. We weren't getting fire at first, so we got into the distributor cap here, making sure everything was good in there. It seemed like we were getting fire on the point in there, but you know, you had to make sure that was adjusted properly. So we adjusted the points there. Dad bought a new rotary button and new distributor cap. We made sure all of our wires were going to the correct cylinders in the correct firing order. We even spun it around with the distributor cap off, making sure that cylinder 1 was firing to cylinder 1, making sure the rotary button was landing on that cylinder 1. Went through all that. Also, we had a couple wires here that weren't connected here on our coil, but I also multimeter. I tested the coil. I tested the old distributor cap. You know, we went through a lot of things, testing a lot of things, checking the wiring, making sure everything was set up right. As you can see, there's a lot of wiring in here. Went through all that. I went through the carburetor too. The carburetor was later after we, you know, got to kind of figure it out. Went through the carburetor. Carburetor was pretty clean, but I'm still going to buy a new rebuild kit. It's a Rochester 2-barrel. I'm going to buy a rebuild kit for that. But I did find here on this kind of an automatic choke in a way. It runs off the vacuum and the heat of the motor. Well, the line here that goes down to the motor there, it was snapped off. It wasn't even connected. So I got some heat resistant line there, connected that back up, and readjusted the coil in here. And so now we can look in here. Now we got good reaction here with the choke. Get my finger in here. It wants to come right back because it's supposed to sit closed on a cold engine, you know. So got that figured out. Ran into an issue with the fuel pump is not pumping very well. So we are getting a new fuel pump, possible rebuild kit for the carburetor. And the biggest thing that scared us so bad, I didn't have a compression test kit with me when we went and checked this out. And it is one of those big things that you should check, but it kind of slipped my mind to not really dig into it. Compression of the motor. Really dumb pass up, you know, to not think of, but it was turning so hard. The suction in the carburetor was good. It seemed like it was going to do a really good job. Anyway, when I got to hold my finger over these, checking that compression stroke on cylinder 1, making sure that rotary button landed correctly, I got to cylinder 2 and 3. Yeah, 2 and 3, and when we turned it over, there was near about nothing on cylinder 2 and 3. So yeah, cylinder 2 and 3, man, I got to those and there was no compression on them. I mean, it wasn't, and the rest of these, I mean, man, they snatch your finger off. They had so much compression. These two just weren't doing nothing. And man, we just thought, you know, maybe the rings are gone or this and that and the other. We're gonna have to pull the motor. We might have to rebuild it. And you know, in a way we were willing to do that because we are rebuilding this boat and, you know, putting it back on the water. But man, that'd be a lot of work. Not so much money-wise, but it's labor-intensive, especially doing it yourself. But we could have done it. Man, that was oh man, I was about mad in a way because I'll tell you what, this fella that sold us this, multiple things were lied about. I'll guarantee that. You know, things that are not real easy to catch, but were lied about. But again, you know, we were willing to work on it, put it back together, rebuild it, put the parts to it. So here we are. We're doing it. It's okay. Anyways, we also thought maybe, you know, maybe it's a gasket, maybe it's a head gasket, maybe something like that. I don't know. We just couldn't, you know, we were just going through things, trying to figure out what could cause this thing to not have compression in these two cylinders side by side with each other. You know, it can happen, but it's just like, man, these other cylinders got too much compression. Also, check this out. If you can see that, 665 hours is all that's on this motor, on the hour meter, as long as the hour meter is correct. It just didn't make sense. Man, how could those cylinders already, whatever, we were going to rebuild it this time. So Daddy thought, well, you know, he was kind of like, well, Daddy says, well, he didn't say this, but I'm sure it was in his mind. He, you know, basically, hey, we're going to have to rebuild the motor. We don't know what the problem is. Let's turn this sucker over and turn it over and turn it over and turn it over. Because something that maybe clicked in his head before mine that I didn't think about, but maybe the valves were stuck open and that's why there was no compression on it. Maybe it was the exhaust valve was open, or one of the valves were open, you know, and not allowing to have that compressed punch. He turned that key on and wound on it and wound on it and wound on it. You can check out on his page, check out the video of that part. He wound on it, yelling at it, hollering at it, and man, it took off and started firing. And it ran for a minute, and then of course in another section of a video we got it to run for a little while, cracking her wide open. Of course I was having a feeder fuel, again the fuel pump, something's wrong with the fuel pump, cracking her wide open and everything. You know, we had the water hooked up, she's pumping water good, all that good stuff. So all that stuff is great, and again, I guess the valves broke free and they were just open, because now we got full compression on all the cylinders again. I mean, strong compression. She's running, it's amazing. But anyway, that was just great. So that a lot of relief there, you know, to continue with this project. Outdrive wise, I do have to order some parts there. We got to get a bellow kit for the bellows. I'm going to be purchasing the impeller kit, which comes with the gaskets and all that stuff to redo the impeller. It's a whole kit to redo that. Also going to have to purchase I think it's a top end kit, seal kit, and the bellows kit actually comes with the the gimbal bearing. I'll get it in a minute, if that's pronounced properly. The gimbal bearing comes with the bellow kit and all that stuff, so I get the top seal kit, because we apparently have gear oil in the U-joint bellow, so something's failed up in there. So basically we're near about have the outdrive rebuilt, but that's way, anybody knows it's way cheaper than purchasing a whole new Mercruiser outdrive, even this this Gen 1 pre-alpha. But anyway, so I'm gonna go buy those things. I think everything together that I've got all put together, I don't know if I labeled it all here to you guys, but I think it's like $235 worth of parts. Come on, you can't beat that. $235. We get out here, you know, good times, good memories, putting it in. Plus, we're learning about boat motors and rebuilding this stuff. So, can't beat that. I'm going to have you guys a calculated price at the end when we get totally done with motor, outdrive. As you can see, floor here, I cut this section out. This was the rotten section. I did cut it out. We're going to be doing a floor over, basically. I'm not ripping the whole ordeal out. You know, we're not after a show boat. We're not trying to redo this and make it a nice show boat or something, take it to shows where it's 100%, 110% original vintage boat. We're making it functional. It's a vintage boat. It's cool. It looks good. It's easy mechanics to work on, but we're making it functional for fishing, for family outings, for swimming, for boat camping, you know, just for the family, for memories. So anyway, we're gonna do a floor over. Doing a floor over in here, you know, we got to figure out the exact plan how we're going to do this in here. Then of course fiberglass and seal everything up so nothing's soaking in water, none of that, all that craziness, you know. We know how to get all that done. This top I've got off here right now, but we're probably going to build a new top for this to go over the fuel tank. I'm actually going to get the fuel tank out. There's a little bit of fuel in there, not much, but I'm sure it's kind of old and nasty, you know. There's no telling when it was put in there. I'm going to get it out, dump it, pump it out, flush the tank. Right now I'm working on some wiring here when I decided to make this video. It's got some of these old school clips on here, but they're kind of cracked and dry rotting away. So So I'm just throwing some new butt connectors on here, making sure everything's sealed up real good, you know. Make sure all of our grounds are back to where they're supposed to be. We do have to buy a new fuel float. And it's a float, it's a sensor for the fuel gauge up here. It's not working. We pulled that one out. It's actually really cool. I might throw some pictures in here of that one. It's actually an old cork float, so may very well be the original. But I'm going to get a new one aftermarket, you know, maybe even an aftermarket gauge if we have to. Again, functionable, and we want to be able to read everything. We want to know where we got fuel. We want to know the temperature of our motor. You know, we want to know all these things. So, you know, functionable, safe, put the family on the water, let's go fishing, let's get some memories made in it, that kind of thing. And it's just a cool boat, man. So anyway, that's just a quick update. And again, happy Father's Day to everybody again. This is Father's Day weekend. Today is Father's Day that I'll be posting this video. And I'm just out here chilling, having a good time, messing with the boat. Kids are out playing in the pool over there. So yeah, we will see y'all in another episode. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Check out Scavenger Picks videos. He's got a couple things on there of the boat getting crunk up and running and things. And yeah, we're going to continue with this adventure. So again, thank y'all for watching, and see you next time.